Joining us right now is New York City Transit President Richard Davey. Appreciate you joining us on a morning like this here. And let's start. Obviously, Briella gave us the up-to-date information. There was a press conference held just recently. This was probably on recorded devices, cell phones, maybe more than any other incident in the history of New York City subway system. You've had a chance to look at a lot of video.
Yeah.
What can you tell us exactly happened?
Well, I can first say, for the customers who had to observe that, it was a harrowing experience, right? And, I certainly, that was the first thing I thought of, was those customers who were just trying to go about their business, get home, go to work, whatever they were doing, to observe that. I think my second reaction is, to see two individuals or three individuals escalate and continue to escalate a situation for it to get out of control is just incredibly frustrating. And, it happens across our city. It happens across, beyond New York City as well. I guess part of my plea is just to sort of calm down a little bit. But obviously, having a gun in our system is completely outrageous and unacceptable as well. And, Governor and the mayor have been pushing hard to make sure that that occurs. But I think for me, seeing those customers who just were trying to go about their day and having to witness that, now thank goodness there were cops on that platform and got to the incident right away, and that person was in custody immediately. But again, for those customers who were there, it was clearly a harrowing experience. And, what I say to them is, our hearts are with you, and again, we're doing what we can to keep the system safe. But obviously, it was a difficult day for them.
This becomes a situation where, you can quote all the statistics you want.
Yeah.
And statistically, crime is down in the subway.
Yes.
But when you look at serious crimes, which are shootings, people don't care about purse stealings and those kind of things.
Yep.
They worry about getting shot. And this is the 9th shooting on the subway. And we're only the 11th week of the year. Depending on what happens to the guy who got shot yesterday, there have been 2 deaths already, maybe 3. How do you convince people that their lives are not in danger when they take the New York City subway?
Well, there were 4 million people that took the subway on Wednesday. It was our highest ridership of the year. For most customers that day, it was a safe and smooth day. This is also a resilient city. I mean, New York City has been thrown, at a lot over the last, decade or two. And this city bounces back for sure. But I get it. Being in a contained environment for those moments and seeing what occurred can be certainly, as I said, harrowing, if not scary. I think what I would say to customers is that, cops are everywhere. We have now National Guard and state police out as well. We're doing bag checks, in part because there are too many weapons in our city, and some of those are coming down into our subway system. I think the NYPD has already made about a dozen, maybe more arrests in our system and found folks with guns as well. So part of this is getting guns out of the hands of, whether it be criminals or folks who are emotionally disturbed. That's going to be part of this process as well.
Well, let's talk about the bag checks with the National Guard that was deployed by the governor's office in the subway.
Yeah.
Some people are for it. It's in effect to keep riders safe. Others not so much. Public advocate Jumaane Williams spoke out against it. Also, the ACLU also spoke out against it. So what I want to ask you is, how are you handling making sure people's civil liberties are not being infringed upon?
Yeah, I mean, certainly and kudos to the governor for making this bold move. I think that, no one is against public safety, right? So let's start there. And that was the intent, that is the intent behind getting more folks into the system. I mean, obviously, we're supportive of the NYPD, who have 1,000 more cops in the system. And I think this was a way for the state to say, how can we bring in reinforcements, if you will, to surge? So the police can go about doing their police business, and then state police and the National Guard can be yet another set of eyes and ears to see, is there someone who looks suspicious? Is there something that the police, to ask the police to take a second look at as someone's coming into our system? So, respectful of those opinions, I think that this was an important move to improve the safety. As Kurt said earlier, we can quote all the statistics we want. Crime is down. Crime was down in February. But for some, that's no solace if they see these kinds of events. So having more uniform presence in our system is, I hope, going to continue such that we can get some of these bad folks out of our system and make folks feel safe again.
I will tell you, Kurt and I, we actually both take the subway system, and
we know.
I know when I'm down there, my head, and other riders, your head is on a swivel, because you just don't know when something is about to pop off, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
What do you say to riders that are watching this morning that are frightened, but they don't have a choice? They have to ride the subway system.
I mean, so I take the system every day, but to your point, I do take the system every day, but to your point, when I get on a train or a bus, I do a review to see, is there someone on the train who might be a little off, to maybe use your words, and, should we be calling for some assistance, for example?
So you're concerned as well about your own safety?
I'm not concerned, but I'm definitely using the precautions of any subway rider, which is to look around in your surroundings, right? It's sort of be aware. If you see something, say something, right? That's what we want. Another thing I would say is, since I've been president for the last 2 years, the #1 issue that our customers tell us in their surveys is that they're concerns about emotionally disturbed individuals in the system, right? And so making sure we're getting those folks the care they need.
So what can you do about that then?
So we've been investing in a program called the Scout program. So we have MTA police partnered with clinicians, mental health clinicians, who can make an on-the-spot diagnosis, if you will, of someone who might be in need and might not be able to know they're in need, and involuntarily get them services. So we've been able to remove now a couple dozen folks out of our system and get them into hospital care, and that is working right now. It takes a while because there's a whole process you have to go through, but I can assure customers that in those instances, there are a lot of folks, I would say, who probably appear maybe unsafe in our system who aren't, but you don't know, right? And I think that's your point. You don't know, and so getting those folks the services they need and out of our system is critically important, and we're investing in that as well.
I want to wrap this up here, because you can talk about the numbers, and we've gone over that. You can talk about the bag checks. In this instance, there was at least one sharp object, you said, with a woman.
Right.
Allegedly, the guy who pulled the gun also had a knife.
Yep.
So those bag checks aren't really stopping, and I know you can't stop every instance, but they're not really stopping the weapons that are carried on the system that worry a lot of people. You've been here for less than 2 years.
Yep.
You did the Boston Transit before. You've consulted all over the world. Have you ever seen anything like what's gone on here just in this little 3-month window here in New York?
I would say this. I think coming out of COVID, it's been a challenge for a number of systems across the United States, right? So folks seeking to shelter in our system, for example, as I mentioned, the emotionally disturbed individuals, those who are having acute mental health crises is a challenge, and I think we have to address. So this is not just about bag checks, although that's important, and having police out there, that is critically important, but it's got to be across, and we have to address these problems one at a time. Recidivism is another issue. I'll just say that, right? And so we have, sort of career criminals who continue to prey upon our employees, by the way, and our customers. I'll be meeting later today with the district attorney's offices. This is part of the governor's 5-point plan to have a conversation about, once the police do their job, which they're doing amazingly all the time, how do we address these recidivists? And that has to be a piece of this puzzle.
Well, we appreciate it. You got a lot of work ahead of you, and trying to make New Yorkers feel safer on the subway than they do right now. Thank you so much. We appreciate you doing this.
Appreciate you.
I know it's a rough morning for you.